Hi everybody. In this class we are going to discuss about the genes. Okay, the topic on genes. Okay, so first we will see the characteristics and structure of genes. Okay, what are the characteristics and the structure of the genes we are going to study in this class. So earlier, Johansson, the scientist named as Johansson in the year 1909. Okay, in the year 1909, he described, or he is the one for the first time used the word gene and defined it as the elementary unit of inheritance which can be assigned to a particular trait, he said. So what is a gene according to Johansson? It is the elementary unit of inheritance which can be assigned to a particular trait. Trait means what? Here the word trait means you are talking about the character. Okay, you are talking about the character. Please remember the word trait means character. So he is the first one who used the word gene. But before Johansson only, there is another very popular scientist named as Gregor John Mendel. We call him as G.J. Mendel actually. Okay, we call him as G.J. Mendel. He did not use the word gene. It is he for the first time started to identify, okay, how the characteristics are inherited to the children or to the offspring. Okay, from parents to the next generation, how the characteristics are inherited. It is he who started to study. So this particular scientist G.J. Mendel used the word factor, okay, for the first time. Okay, for factor for the first time. Later, the same term, instead of using the word factor, they started to use the word gene. Okay, so for the first time, it is Johansson who used the word gene. But for the same unit, it is the G.J. Mendel who used the word factor. But there is another scientist called as Morgan. Okay, there is another scientist called as Morgan. In his experiments, he said that the gene is the shortest segment of the chromosome. Okay, gene is the shortest segment of the chromosome. So suppose this is the chromosome. Okay, if this is the chromosome, he said that the small segment, okay, the small segment that is there here is the gene, he said. Okay, he said that this is the small segment of the chromosome as gene. Okay, but this, according to Morgan, he also said that it can be separated through what? Crossing over. Okay, so through crossing over, exchange of genetic material means what? Gene is shifted to another chromatid or to another chromosome, of another chromatid, non-sister chromatids we say. So he said that it can be separated. What can be separated? Gene can be separated through crossing over, he said, Morgan. He also said that gene will undergo mutation. Mutation means what? It is, in simple, we can say sudden changes. Okay, it will undergo sudden changes, but because of various factors. Okay, various factors. And he also said that it influences the expression of one or more traits. Traits, we already said, it means what? Characters. Okay, characters. Okay, so one gene is responsible for one characteristic, but there are also each gene which is also responsible for coding for two or more characteristics. That is also a point we have to remember. So we should not get confused that each gene is assigned for one characteristic. There are genes which are assigned which are involved in expressing two or more characteristics. So that's what is being given by Morgan in his studies. So here the second point, if you are seeing, gene can be defined as what now? It is the unit of inheritance. It is the unit of inheritance composed of a segment of DNA. Here we have to remember that the chromosome, okay, this is the chromosome. The chromosome is having what now? The DNA. Okay, the chromosome is having the DNA now. Okay, so here is the DNA that is present inside the chromosome. Okay, inside the chromosome there is the DNA. So here he said, here after the clear study about the genes, we should remember that a gene is the unit of inheritance composed of what? A segment of DNA. So here a small segment of DNA present where? In the chromosome is called as what? The gene. Okay, is called as the gene. So here let us be very clear here. It is the unit of inheritance composed of a segment of DNA or chromosome, because DNA is present in the chromosome. Situated at a specific locus means gene here, it is present at one particular position in the chromosome. Okay, this is one position. That position we are calling it as what? Locus. Okay, we are calling it as the locus. Okay, that position we are calling it as the locus. So locus means it is the position indicating about the presence of a gene. Okay, indicating the exact position of the gene. Okay, that is called as locus. Okay, gene locus also. It is also called as the gene locus. So this particular gene carries coded information. It is having some information, coded information. This information present in the gene is responsible for what? For a particular function. It is responsible for a particular function. And this particular small gene can undergo crossing over and even mutation. So now we will see some of the key features of the gene. So gene is a specific portion of DNA. Okay, what is a gene? It is a specific portion of the DNA which is responsible for what? For coding the genetic information. Okay, it is carrying the genetic information. So here when we say it is the specific portion of DNA, we already said that if it is this as the chromosome, okay, if this as the, let us say that in simple, let us say that this is the chromosome. So inside the chromosome, what will be there present? It is the DNA that is present. So if I am taking now the DNA that is present present in the chromosome outside. So here is the DNA. So here let us say that this is the chromosome, okay, and here this is the DNA. So what is a gene now? It is the specific portion of the DNA. So from here to here, this can be called as what? The gene. Again from here to here, this portion again can be called as another gene. Another small segment, okay, small portion of the DNA is called as another gene, which is having what? The genetic information. It is carrying the genetic information. And this gene is often used to refer what? As genetic material on a chromosome. Okay, so here each gene is represented as what? It is the genetic material present in the chromosome. Okay, gene is nothing but genetic material present in the chromosome. Okay, it is responsible for what? It is responsible for coding for a trait. It means what? For a particular characteristic. So each gene is responsible for coding a particular characteristic. Okay, coding for a particular characteristic. So suppose for example, we are taking a plant. Height of a plant is one characteristic. So for coding that height, there will be one particular gene present in the plant. And color of a flower, if the color of a flower is red in color, for color red, there will be a particular gene, a specific gene, okay, carrying that information. Okay, so like that for every trait, okay, color, it is a trait, height, it is a trait, shape, it is a trait, size, it is a trait, means character. So for every character, there will be a specific gene present in the specific location of the chromosome or in the DNA. Okay, or in the DNA. So here we are taking the example in humans. Hair color, for example, there will be a gene present in the humans for giving the hair color. Okay, in different people, in different continents, we see the color of the hair will be different. So that is coded by what? A gene that is present in the body. Okay, present in the body. Skin color. Okay, it is again, it is under the control of what? Gene. If it is, you are taking the color of the eyeball, okay, color of the eyeball, it is under the control of the gene. So like that, there will be different genes, okay, there will be different genes coding for different characteristics having the genetic information, okay. And in the same way, gene is the unit of genetic material, and this unit called as the gene has the ability to multiply. Multiply, we are using the word replicate. Please remember. So from parents to the next generation, when it is carried, okay, it is having the ability to multiply the same copy, okay, to produce the same copy of that gene. So that we are saying it as replication. So we have to remember that gene is the unit of genetic material which is having the ability to replicate. Replicate means what? To multiply. Okay, replicate means to multiply. Please remember that. Okay, to multiply. Okay, please remember that. And in the same way, gene is the unit of genetic material we are saying which is having the ability to undergo what? Crossing over. Crossing over means what? It is sharing the characteristics. When it is sharing the characteristics, a new characteristics will be formed. So it is called as what? It is a unit of recombination. Gene is a unit of recombination. Okay, it is a unit of recombination. And in the same way, gene is the unit of genetic material which can undergo what? The process called as mutation. Already we said mutations means what? Sudden changes. Mutation means sudden changes. A gene which is performing a particular function suddenly, it may stop and may start performing a different function. That we are calling it as what? Mutation. Okay, mutation means sudden changes. And a gene is the unit of heredity. Okay, gene is the unit of heredity which is responsible for phenotypic expressions, means physical. Okay, height of a plant, color of a flower, okay, shape, size, like that. It is the unit of expression, means phenotype, okay, physical appearance, okay, physical appearance. And at the same time, gene is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity. It is the basic, okay, physical and functional unit of heredity. Okay, compulsorily it is carried from parents to the offspring. Okay, parents to the offspring. And the gene is made up of what we said? It is made up of DNA. And in some other organisms and even in us, when from the DNA there is another, okay, the genetic material that will be translated, that is called as what? The RNA, transcribed into RNA. But otherwise in the lower organisms, there are also genes which will be called as what? RNA. DNA means what? Deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA means what? Ribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid. So the DNA will undergo the process called as transcription to form as RNA, and RNA will undergo a process called as translation to produce the proteins. Or in simple, if you are seeing this, okay, in simple, if you are seeing here, if this is the DNA, okay, if this is the DNA, now this DNA will undergo a process called as what? Transcription. Okay, transcription. And by the process of transcription, what is formed? RNA is formed. Now this RNA will undergo a process called as translation. Okay, it will undergo a process called as translation and produce now a protein. Okay, it will produce the protein. Okay, please remember, it will produce the protein. So here the gene is made up of DNA or RNA which is responsible for synthesis of what? Proteins, which is responsible for the synthesis of proteins. And likewise, now if you are seeing in the humans, okay, if you are seeing in the humans, the size of these genes may vary. Okay, from 100 DNA bases. DNA bases means what? Again, the DNA is made up of adenine. Okay, adenine, okay, guanine, okay, and cytosine, okay, cytosine, and thymine we say. Okay, thymine. These are all the bases that will be there in the DNA. So in humans, it depends upon the bases that are there, and they may vary in size from 100 DNA bases to more than 2 million bases they may contain. Okay, they may contain each gene. So you should remember that. Say suppose this is the DNA. Okay, this is the DNA. The same thing I am putting it in the form of a ladder. Here is adenine. Okay, it is connected to thymine on the other strand. Guanine connected to cytosine. Okay, on the other strand. Like this, A, okay, T or G, C or C, G, like the T, A, like this. The nitrogenous bases may be there about 100 DNA bases forming as one gene, or otherwise there may be 2 million bases forming as one gene. Okay, forming as one gene. So in the Human Genome Project, okay, Human Genome Project, it is studied, okay, it is studied that there will be 20,000 to 25,000 genes in a cell, okay, in a human cell, and every person will be having what? 2 copies of each gene. Okay, every person is having 2 copies of each gene. I will be having 2 copies of the same gene, one coming from my father, one coming from my mother, and in the same way with everybody, even you will be having what? 2 copies of gene, one coming from your mother, one coming from your father. That's what is the meaning of this. Every person will have 2 copies of each gene, each from father and mother, and all about 99.9% of the genes present in all of us, in the humans, are same. Okay, are same. Okay, only that 0.1% or 1% are different. Okay, 0.1% are different from one another. From between you and me, only 0.1% is different. It is this 0.1% different, different genes are producing the unique features. It is this 0.1% is bringing that much difference between you and me to look different from each other. So if there is a question like how are we different from each other when we are carrying the same genes, means please remember there is 0.1% genes which are different from each other. That's why we are carrying these unique characteristics. The characteristics that which are unique in me cannot be seen in you. So that's point we have to remember here. Okay. In the next point, if we are seeing, the gene also has the promoter region, coding region and non-coding region or non-coding sequence we call it as. Okay, non-coding sequence. Okay, please remember this. It has the promoter, which is very important. Okay, which is very important. Coding and non-coding sequence. And promoter will be controlling, the expression of a gene. Promoter will be controlling the expression of a gene. And the coding, is the region which we are calling it as responsible for a product. It is this region which is responsible for producing a product in our body. And non-coding sequence, it regulates the conditions of the gene expression. Regulates the conditions of the gene expression we are saying. So suppose for example we will look at the diagram and see here. See this part, let us say that this is the gene. This is the gene. Now when we say that this is the gene, a gene is containing what? A promoter region. Gene is containing the promoter region. It is also having the regulatory region, operator region, and this part is the coding region. This part is the coding region, and this part, as we said, this is the promoter region. Promoter region. Promoter region. Right after the coding region, there will be also a non-coding sequence. Non-coding sequence. Non-coding sequence also will be there. So here, now what we said, promoter. In the process of expression of a gene, it is the promoter which helps in translating the information that is there, means coding the information that is there in this region of the DNA and produces what now? A product. Produces a product. Is it clear? So this is very important point here. Coding region is responsible for producing the product, and non-coding region is regulating the expression, conditions for the gene expression. By the time it is being translated up to here, it stops. The non-coding sequence will not allow the expression of other gene adjacent to it. Adjacent to it. And now gene is active. The gene will be, when the gene is active, it undergoes a process called as what? Transcription. It undergoes a process called as transcription. Now see here. This is the gene, a short segment of DNA. Otherwise here we are just looking it as a block. But otherwise we can say that here is this. This is the DNA. This is the DNA which undergoes what now? The transcription process. It undergoes the transcription process. So when it undergoes transcription process, what it produces? RNA. It produces RNA. And this RNA will produce now the product. This is the product, and this product is produced from RNA when RNA undergoes translation. So here this is the same, this is the point we have to remember when we are talking about the gene is active, and when gene is active it undergoes what process? Transcription. So here is a gene. Gene, already we said that gene is nothing but what? A segment of DNA. Gene is nothing but a segment of DNA. Please remember this. A short segment of DNA is nothing but a gene. This gene is undergoing what process? Transcription. When it undergoes transcription, it is producing the RNA. This RNA undergoes a process called as translation, producing a product. The product is generally it is nothing but a protein. It is a protein. So here we have to remember that. And gene, it is a locatable region of genomic sequence. Means what? What do you mean by this gene? A locatable region of the genomic sequence means you can easily identify a particular gene based upon the sequence. Now see here. We will just see that. We will just see that sequence. So we are talking about the gene where we can easily identify. It is a locatable region of the genomic sequence. So suppose if this is a small piece of DNA, which we are calling it as the gene. Okay, so here every gene will have a particular sequence. So this particular gene, let us name it as an X. A gene named as X is having this particular sequence. So based upon this sequence, we can easily identify that particular gene. So that's what is the meaning here. Gene, locatable region of the genomic sequence. Okay, genomic sequence, and regulatory gene. Okay, and it is the regulatory gene. Okay, regulatory region we are saying. Okay, regulatory region means it can be regulated. Means it can be expressed. Okay, it is expressed. That's what is the meaning. Regulatory region. It is expressed. That's what is the meaning over there. Genomic sequence. Okay, encoding. The encoding region can overlap in the products. Means what? What do you mean by this sentence? Genomic sequence encoding overlapping products means what? Now see here. Okay, let us remember that it is the continuation. Here also there is the continuation of the sequence. But from here it is a separate gene. Okay, it is a separate gene. From here, this part, it is a separate gene. This part, or let me make it very clear here. Let me say that this from here to here, okay, from here to here and here to here. Let me say that this is gene 1, and let me say that this is gene 2, and here continues the gene 3. So here we have to remember that genomic sequence encoding overlapping the products. Look at here. If in the process of transcription and translation, if this part is copied, there will be one product. Okay, there will be a product, one product. So let us name this product as the A. Okay, product A. If this gene is undergoing process called as transcription and translation, this will be producing second product called as the B, product B, let us say. And likewise, if this is undergoing the transcription and translation, third product it produces, and we can call it as C, product C. Now the question is overlapping. Okay, overlapping. There are products which are also produced due to the overlapping of the genes. Means if the transcription is taking place from here, please follow this carefully. Okay, from here, and up to here. Now this one will produce another product. This one will be producing another product. Okay, we can call this product as what now? T, because the genes are overlapped. Okay, the genes are overlapped from here to here. If it is from here to here, it is product A. If it is from here to here, product B. If it is from here to followed by, it is product C. But when the genes are overlapped from here to here, it is product D. From here to here, it may be again the product E. Okay, it can be product E. So this is what is the meaning for that particular sentence. Okay, when it is overlapping, different products will be produced. So now the next one is the product of gene. We already studied that if this is the DNA, okay, if this is the DNA will undergo a process called as transcription, we said. Okay, we will undergo a process called as transcription, producing what? The mRNA, or otherwise in simple we are calling it as RNA, but otherwise it is mRNA. And this mRNA will undergo another process called as what? Translation. Okay, will undergo another process called as translation, producing the product. Okay, it is producing the product. That product is nothing but what? The protein. Okay, it is producing the protein. It is this protein which determines the characteristics. Okay, determines the characteristics of an individual. Now here what we said, product of a gene. Now this part of the DNA. Okay, let us say that this part, okay, of the DNA is nothing but called as what? The gene. But otherwise this is what? A small piece of DNA. A small piece of DNA is the gene. And this part has undergone the process called as transcription. By undergoing transcription, it has produced mRNA. mRNA, by undergoing process called as translation, produced a product called as the protein. This protein is responsible for what? Phenotype expression. Phenotype means what? Observable characteristics, like height of a person, color of the skin. Okay, color of the skin. These are all what? Observable characteristics. So that observable characteristics are under the control of what? The protein, the product. this product is under the control of what? The mRNA, which is formed from what? The gene. So otherwise we can directly say that gene is responsible for a particular product, and this product is responsible for what? The phenotypic expression. Okay, phenotypic expression. So product of the gene. What is the product of the gene? The protein is responsible for what? Phenotypic expression. And in the same way, total set of genes, all the genes present in our body, okay, for which we are using one word called as what? Genome. Genome means what? All, total set of genes is called as genome. Okay, genome. And the gene basically, okay, an instruction to human body. It is giving the instructions. It is dictating the terms and conditions. Okay, it is giving the instruction to the human body for a specific purpose. For a specific purpose. So here, this is one purpose. Okay, gene is giving one instruction. Okay, to produce one product. The product must and should be produced. It is for a purpose. Okay, so that that particular individual will be expressing that particular characteristic. So for that purpose, the gene is responsible. And a person's, okay, unique genes, all the genes, okay, is called as what? Genotype. Means the complete genetic, okay, composite, genetic constitution is called as the genotype. So this genotype may contain the number of genes, maybe up to 30,000 to 40,000 genes may be there present. Okay, all these genes we are also calling it as what? Genotype. Okay, it is the unique genetic. Okay, it is the uniqueness of the genes. Okay, the genetic constitution. The genetic constitution of an individual is called as the genotype. When you are talking about individual genes, all the genes, okay, it can also be called as what? Genotype of an individual. They can be of up to 30,000 to 40,000. And these two are repeated points. Okay, phenotype. Phenotype means what? Physical appearance. Okay, the genes are responsible for observable characteristics. Observable characteristics, which we call them as the physical appearance. Okay, which we call them as the physical appearance. Now we will discuss about sex determination. Okay, we will discuss about sex determination in the humans. How the sex determination will be taking place in the human beings. Okay, in the human beings. Now we all know that the total number of chromosomes present in each cell of our body are 46 chromosomes, or otherwise we also call it as 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, we also call it as the 23 pairs of chromosomes. So from these 46 or otherwise 23 pairs of chromosomes, the first 44 chromosomes or otherwise the first 22 pairs of chromosomes are called as what? Autosomes, which are responsible for determining the body characteristics. Okay, for determining the body characteristics generally we say. And the next, the last pair, the two chromosomes that will be left over. Okay, the last pair, the two chromosomes are otherwise 23rd pair. Okay, out of how many pairs we say? 23 pairs. The first 22 pairs are autosomes. The last pair, 23rd pair, which is containing two chromosomes, are called as what? Allosomes. Or otherwise these are also called as what? Sex chromosomes. Okay, these are also called as the sex chromosomes. Okay, these are also called as the sex chromosomes. So keeping this basic information, we will see now how the sex is determined. Always from the father, okay, from the father, okay, the male parent, and from the mother, the female parent, okay, half of the number of chromosomes will be carried by the gametes, by the gametes. Father will be producing the two types of gametes. Please remember this. Father is producing two different types of gametes. Okay, two different types of gametes. Whereas mother will be producing same type of gametes. Okay, same type of gametes. But if you are clearly seeing these gametes, okay, please look at here. These are the gametes. Okay, here are the gametes. Now, if these gametes, if you are clearly seeing, they are haploid or diploid, we have to identify. So here, let us remember 22 plus 1, 23 only. 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 Which means, here we have to remember, father, when he is producing the gametes, or mother, when she is producing the gametes, they are producing what? The haploid chromosomes. Okay, haploid number of chromosomes. By what process they are producing? They are producing the haploid number of chromosomes by a process called as meiosis. Okay, meiosis. Please remember. So in father, there are specialized cells present in the reproductive organs where they undergo the process called as meiosis and produces the haploid cells. But here there are two different types of cells. Now these cells are called as what we call them as commonly as the male gametes, which are called as the sperms. Okay, which are called as the sperms. Likewise, in the mother also, the female gametes, which are called as the eggs or ovum, we call them as. Okay, eggs. Okay, ovums, which are we call them as, or otherwise eggs we are calling them as. So here, remember, the most important difference is that father is producing two different types of gametes. 22 plus X means 23 only, 23 chromosomes. 22 plus Y, 23 chromosomes. When this is sperm, let me say that this is a sperm, okay? This is a sperm and this is another sperm carrying now 23 chromosomes, but here the main thing is X chromosome. X chromosome, because based on the X only, the sex, or X and Y only, the sex will be determined. Remember, we are representing X for a baby girl, okay, for a sex of a baby girl. Okay, let us say that it is a baby girl. If it is Y, it is a baby boy. Okay, baby boy. Okay, remember it as the boy. And remember, Y is dominant. Okay, Y is dominant and X is recessive. X is recessive. Please remember this. Okay, always the genes will be dominant and recessive. So here is one which is dominant and which is recessive. So keeping that in mind now, if a sperm that is released from the father, if it is carrying 22 plus X, means how many? 23. Okay, but the 23rd one is what? X, representing what? A girl baby. If it is fusing now with the egg that is produced from the mother, which is the same 23 plus X, okay, so 22 plus X fused, it is forming into how many now? 44 plus XX, means otherwise we can call it as how many now? 46, 44, 45, 46. So 46 chromosomes. But that last one which is formed as the diploid cell, okay, here it is how many now? What is that? XX, which means this will be giving rise to the birth, they will be giving birth for a baby girl. And in the same way, if it is, okay, the 22 plus Y, 22 plus Y, here if this is fusing, okay, this is fusing with the egg which is 22 plus X, here it is giving rise to what now? A baby boy. Okay, it is giving rise to a baby boy. So here, if you are seeing clearly, here also we say that it is 46 chromosomes, 44, 45, 46. But in this case, X is recessive, we said, Y is dominant, which means Y chromosome will be dominating the X chromosome and expressing its characteristics, okay, expressing its characteristics and giving rise to the birth of a boy. So here the baby is born. So here always remember, during the reproduction process, okay, there are 50 chances of 50% of a girl and 50% of a boy. 50% of a boy. So for sex determination, who is playing a crucial role means it is the father. It is the father. So in social issues, okay, if you are taking it as a social issue, there are many cases where a father will be, giving a punishment for a mother who is giving birth for a baby girl. But here, if you are seeing according to the science, okay, according to the science, who is responsible for giving birth for a baby girl? It is the father. Okay, it is the father, where the fathers have to understand that it is not under the control of whom? The mother, to avoid the mother after giving birth for a child, okay, baby girl. Okay, this should be understood by every male child or a father who is trying to avoid the mother after giving birth for a baby girl. So this is how the birth of a child, okay, sex determination of a child will be understood. Okay, so we have to keep all these points in our mind. Thank you so much.